Thanks for tuning right back to Black Video News, the largest march in the country. Yes, I'm here. You see the stars, 4 stars. I better salute one of my favorite sheriffs, and probably my favorite sheriff in all of the world right now, Sheriff Javier Salazar, Bexar County. How we doing, Sheriff?
Good, Keith. Good to see you, man.
Always a pleasure to see you, Sheriff. You know, we got history, man. How's it feel, Sheriff? You got Bexar County out here. How's it feel to be a part of this march? And, you know, just tell us how's, Bexar County out here. Tell us how it feels.
We're fortunate here that we've got the support of the community. Right, we've got a good relationship with the community, more so than most large cities and counties in the country.
Right.
And so today, events like the MLK March, it's important for the community to know that we're here in law enforcement to come support them when they need us.
Yeah. Let's just shift gears real quick. Sure. Sheriff, you've been making an impact in the city. We see it all the time. Mm-hmm. What's happening? Give us an update. What's going on in Bexar County at the Sheriff's Office?
Well, we're working hard with all of our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners to make sure we're keeping the community safe. We're partnering with SAPD on the Violent Crimes Task Force and DPS. Okay. I've got deputies assigned to every federal task force that there is out there to fight things like domestic sex trafficking of minors, child pornography, human trafficking. We're out there and we're taking the fight to the streets.
Yeah, some real issues that Bexar County is dealing with. But Sheriff, thank you for taking the time out, man. You know, you're doing a remarkable job here in Bexar County.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
And thank you, Sheriff. Good to see you.
Good to see
we got the Sheriff of Bexar County, Sheriff Javier Salazar. Stay logged on for more at this MLK Day right here on BVN. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Black Video News. That's right, it's MLK Day right here in the Alamo City, the largest march in the country. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. BVN is in the house. We're right here at the Pittman-Sullivan Park where the parade ends and people get to see what's happening. The guest speaker today is Shaun. And I'm here with, one of my favorite lady pastors in the city of San Antonio, always making an impact. She's the co-chair for this year's MLK Day Parade and event, Dr. Keely. How we doing,
Hello.
Dr. Keely?
How are we doing? We are doing well today.
It's starting to warm up a little bit out here, Dr. Keely.
So much excitement in the atmosphere. The dream is still alive.
The legacy still lives,
Yes.
Dr. Keely.
Yes.
Dr. Keely, you're the co-chair for this event today. And this parade and all these people out here. We expected probably 500,000. It could be more than that, 300,000. I don't even know the number. I know it's hundreds of, 300,000.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening today here at Pittman-Sullivan Park.
Well, one of the things today you can hear in the background, there's going to be diverse crowds singing and gospel and some R&B. We're going to have some what we call mini sermonettes. We are expecting Mayor Ron Nirenberg to come and give words. We are expecting Art Hall, our new District 2 person, to come and give expressions. We are just expecting the day to continue to be incredible. We have vendors, we have great food. We have, look at that dance back there, just incredible. We have people from all walks and talks of life who are here celebrating the dream.
Yeah, the dream lives on. I have a dream lives on. The legacy continues. We're here. It's a lot of people out here already. It's getting ready to start. They're warming up the stage. Guest speaker for today, Shaun King.
Yeah.
We got a great guest speaker too, Dr. Keely.
Oh yeah, he's incredible. He's millennial. He's active in his community. He's a brand name in regards to correlating with the mission of Dr. Martin Luther King. We are grateful for the community-based organizations that are here. We are grateful that the city of San Antonio embraces this dream. So we're looking forward to next year and the year after next and the year. We're just looking for the dream to live on.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dr. Keely. BVN is in the house. We're going to be out here covering this event. So stay logged on for more. Our guest speaker, Shaun King, writer, civil rights activist, is right here. Stay logged on for more right here at BVN. Thanks for logging right back to BVN right here, the largest march in the country. And I got our new district attorney right here in the city of San Antonio, Mr. Joe Gonzales. How are we doing?
Fantastic. Happy to be here.
Well, congratulations, first of all, being our new district attorney. How's it feel to be out here, our new DA, MLK Day, sir?
I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited to be part of this movement, to be part of this march. This is the 4th or 5th time that I come out here, and I'm very excited to represent the citizens of Bexar County as the new district attorney.
Yeah, and you know, I want to just shift gears real quick with that. Our new district attorney, what can we expect from the district attorney's office here in San Antonio with you at the head of the realms now?
Well, one of the things I've been saying all along was, of course, I'm concerned with continuing to fight crime and keep our community safe, but I'm also about criminal justice reform. I'm also about bringing restorative justice to Bexar County, and I'm happy to say that we've already started in that direction. We've already implemented the cite and release program, where we're going to allow individuals, instead of being arrested, to be cited and either participate in some sort of community service or program to avoid the arrest and potentially a conviction. So we started with that. We've also started looking at cases where people have been languishing in jail to see what we can do to agree to release them, where they don't have to be required to show up, to post a bond in order to be released. So those are a couple of the other programs I've been talking about. We're also looking to see what we can do to implement diversionary programs, again, so that our youth and people that commit first offenses are not straddled with convictions, especially when it comes to minor drug possessions and nonviolent offenses.
Yeah, these are some of the things that you worked on during the election too. So you're off and running in the district attorney's office. Our new district attorney, Mr. Joe Gonzales, we're right here at this MLK March, right here in the Alamo City. Stay logged on for more right here at BVN. Thanks for logging right back to this MLK Day March and Parade. Got one of our tightest electricians, owns his own electrical company here, Mr. Hardeman with EHH Electrical. How we doing, Mr. Hardeman?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing well, man, on this beautiful MLK Day.
Yes, it is. Beautiful day.
Now, I know a lot of this power probably coming from you out here, huh?
Yes, I hooked it all up. My 13th year, and happy to do it. And it's always good to see our people coming down and coming together. And what we need to do now is unify each other. This conversation is needed, and I'm glad to be a part of this. And I'm glad to see you guys out here, because y'all make my day.
Yeah, BVN is in the house. Thank you, Mr. Hardeman. But you got an event coming up too. Tell us a little bit quickly about this event that's going to be taking place at Bethel AME Church. Yeah, tell us a little bit about it.
All right, on the 26th of this month, it would be a Saturday. We have Barbara Hawkins. She's going to be our guest speaker for our prayer breakfast. It's going to take place at 9 o'clock and it'll end about 11:30. But for those of you that would like to come out, we would love to have you out. Tickets can be available to you on that day. And on Sunday, the 27th, we will have our anniversary program that will start at 2 o'clock. The unique thing about this particular event is that we're going to have a walk from Hackberry and Center Street all the way down to the church, which is located on Swiss, 225 North Swiss. And if you are interested in coming to the prayer breakfast, you can call 227-2696, that's our church, inquiring about the tickets. But we would love to see you at the anniversary. The walk will take place from, again, Hackberry and Center Street. We'll walk 2 blocks, turn right on Swiss Street, and enter the church. We have our Honorable Bishop for the 10th District, Bexar McKenzie, and we will look forward to any and everybody that wants to come.
All right.
To the public.
Well, Mr. Hardeman, thanks a lot. EHH Electrical is out here 13 years. Stay logged on for more right here at BVN. Thanks for logging right back to this MLK Day, the largest march in the country. And you wouldn't believe it, our congressman is here, Congressman Hurd. How we doing, Congressman?
I'm doing great, but I got to correct you on one thing.
Yes, sir.
It's the largest march in the world, right, on MLK Day, right? He had a message that resonated across the entire world, and right here in San Antonio, we're number one.
Yeah, it is number one. We don't say the world, but it is the world. How you doing, Congressman?
Look, it's great. We've been with 200,000 people. marching on behalf of something great. We've seen old people and young people. We've seen people of all walks of life coming out here showing togetherness. It really is, especially at such a fractured time, it's great to see the example that San Antonio is setting on how you put all those things aside and actually we're all one community. We're all brothers and sisters.
Yeah, and that's what this day is all about. The legacy lives on. How's everything going at the Congress office, Congressman?
Look, it's unfortunate that last week we had to do a vote to say white supremacy is bad. It's 2019. We shouldn't have to do those things now, but we still do. And part of it is because I learned recently the president of Houston-Tillotson University made a comment yesterday. She said, we've gotten discrimination out of our laws, we've gotten discrimination out of our institutions, but we haven't gotten discrimination out of our hearts and our minds.
Yeah.
And that's what we still have work to do. That's what today's about. And I'm glad that San Antonio is setting the example for the rest of the country.
Well, Congressman, it's always a pleasure to see you right here in your hometown. Right. Most people don't know our Congressman is from San Antonio, Texas.
John Marshall.
John Marshall. John Marshall, huh? Yeah. All right, our Congressman right here, Will Hurd. Stay logged on for more this MLK Day. Thanks for logging right back to MLK Day right here on BVN. And yes, I am with our fire chief, Chief Charles Hurd. How we doing, Chief?
I'm doing wonderful. Blessed to be here.
Chief, I get you every year. How does it feel to be out here, Chief, real quick before we direct on the fire station?
It's an honor. It's a privilege to be here. I marched as a kid. I marched with my parents, and to come out here and see the togetherness of people, it's amazing. If you look back in the 60s, firefighters were using fire hoses to wash our people down the streets because they were peacefully demonstrating. And so I'm really proud to be a part of the leadership that manages those fire hoses now. And throughout the country, African Americans are running a lot of these large fire departments where years before we were washing people down the streets in situations that they wanted to protest. So I'm blessed to be here in this position.
Yeah, the legacy lives on, Chief Hurd. I know you got to run, but quickly, how's everything going with the fire department here in San Antonio?
Everything's going with the fire department. It's really good. We're going to announce on Thursday that we're going to be an accredited agency, which there's only probably 10% of the country is protected by accredited fire departments. So we're just doing amazing things here. So again, it's because of the leadership of the folks and the support of the people. So we keep grinding away.
Yeah, well, keep up the great work. You have 7th largest city in the country. And yes, our fire chief is an African American, Chief Charles Hurd. Stay logged on for more at this MLK Day. Thanks for tuning right back to MLK Day. Yes, the largest march in the country. And yes, man, I got the first Puerto Rican Globetrotter, Mr. Orlando Melendez, right?
How you doing, Melendez?
Melendez, I'm sorry, Orlando Melendez. How we doing, man?
Doing great, man. This is an amazing experience for me to be part of this march. As a Puerto Rican, African-American major also, and a Globetrotter, it's been all together, and I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, you guys are going to be here. Actually, I'll let it out on my birthday, January 30th, if you guys are performing. But, man, how does it feel not just to be here, but to be such a part of such rich history? You know, I'm a kid from Detroit growing up. Yeah. I grew up with Curly Neal, Metal Art, Lemon, the list goes on. But such an man, you guys make an impact with the youth. How does it feel to be a part of this organization?
It's one of the greatest opportunities I ever had. And for me to give back to the community beyond the basketball court. You know, everybody knows us because of the tricks and all the fun we do. But, you know, we all do a lot of things for the community. We visit schools, we visit hospitals, we have programs, anti-bullying programs, we have programs to try to make kids smile while they're in a hospital because they cannot come and check us out at the game. So, and also, you know, we are part of the history of what we are celebrating today. You know, a lot of people don't know that the Globetrotters follow Dr. Martin Luther King in the rallies.
Wow.
And we used to play 2 games back in those days. We used to play a game for whites and a game for blacks.
Wow.
And eventually we had another game that was one side was black and the other side was white under the same roof.
Wow.
And eventually, you know, everybody mixed up and 93 years later, we still, you know, breaking barriers and bringing people together, no matter the color, no matter race, no matter nationality. That's the fun part about being a Globetrotter.
Yeah, making people smile, making kids laugh,
yes,
making grown folks smile.
Yes, sir.
Globetrotter's been around, such rich legacy, and the first Puerto Rican to be on the squad, Orlando, man. Can you do a little, I know you got, man, that spin, just show my people right here, BB, in a little something, man.
Stuff that you're going to get
when you go to see us in January 30th at the AT&T Center. You can go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com. Get your tickets, baby.
Harlem Globetrotters going to be here January 30th, AT&T Center. You got it first Puerto Rican Globetrotter. Stay logged on for more right here at this MLK Day, baby, right here on BVN. We'll be back. Thanks for logging back right here on BVN, this MLK Day, special day, the largest march in the country, right here, San Antonio, Texas. We are in District 2 now. There was a race for District 2. Councilman Cruz resigned, he stepped down. But Art Hall is our new District 2 councilman. How we doing, Art?
Doing good. It's been a good, today's my 1 week anniversary of being reappointed or being appointed, so it's been a good week.
Yeah, you know a lot about this community, Art. Been in this community, making a difference in the community, not just with your profession, but you got a couple of months, man, here in District 2, and
right.
If you run, throw your hat in the ring. I don't know if you're throwing your hat in the race yet, but, what can you get done in 3 to 4 months, man?
Well, so first of all, I can't run, so I'll be here just for the interim for the 4 months. That creates a level playing field for anybody who wants to run in May. But what I bring to the table is my experience having served District 8, one of the council members that worked very hard for the district. So I'm going to take that same experience, that same drive, and carry it to District 2. I'm going to push an agenda that's already in place that Councilman Shaun had pushed. And there's about 4 or 5 things that I think I can accomplish in my 4 to 5 months for not only District 2, but also the city residents of San Antonio.
Yeah, here we are, largest march in the country. You're our new councilman right here in District 2. It's kind of a hard-fought race. A lot of people threw their hat in the ring. But you know a lot about this community, man. What kind of leadership, from your perspective? Because right now you're a councilman, but what kind of leadership from the councilman perspective does this community need?
Well, you need a leader, in particular for this interim, you need a leader that knows how to get things done. And that's what I was known for in District 8, was getting things done. And to be able to do that, you've got to gain the respect of your colleagues. So I've gone around and meeting each one of them, having breakfast with some, dinner with some, just to make sure that I understand what their needs and they understand what the District 2 needs are. But then from there, it's being able to be a leader, particularly on bigger issues that they're involved in, so that when it comes to District 2 issues, they know that they can look to me for that leadership on District 2 particular issues. So a lot of it's just gaining trust, being a bridge, being able to advocate for their issues when they come up, so that when my issues come up, I've got support as well.
Well, you got 4 months to make an impact, Art.
Yes,
so, we'll see what happens, man. When the race takes place, we're going to see who throws their hat in the ring, because there are a lot of people, a lot of speculation about, who's going to be running for councilman seat. So.
Right, and let me say on that one thing I've committed to the community and others is that whoever throws their hat into the race, I want to be a mentor for each one of them. And so I'm going to take each one of them out to dinner, to lunch, to make sure I give them a tour around City Hall, to make sure that they understand what kinds of things I would look for and how I became a leader on council, so that when they get into that position, whoever it is, whoever the community decides, they got a leg up on everybody else, and they got a little bit of a foundation, and they can turn to me or to Cruz or anybody else for that support.
Well, maybe you can, set, a little momentum before, it all takes place. Art Hall, our new councilman, right here Cruz resigned in District 2, so Art's got about 4 to 5 months to make an impact right here in District 2. So we're here at this large parade. Stay logged on for more right here at BVN. Thanks for logging right back to BVN, this special day, MLK Day parade. A lot of people out here. The legacy lives on. I'm here with one community activist. There's a lot in the city, but this brother's been making a difference. He's also our president of the
Global Chamber of San Antonio.
The Global Chamber of San Antonio, Mr. Chris Herron. How we doing, Chris?
Doing excellent. It's a great day.
It's a great day, man. A lot of people out here. The legacy lives on. Tell us a little bit, man, from your perspective. And I want to just go right into this question, because there's a lot. We make 7% of this city.
Right.
There's still a lot of growth going on and taking place in San Antonio. But for African Americans, the economic discrimination, when we talk about it here in San Antonio, can you touch on that a little bit? When we talk about economic discrimination, even right here on the east side, Chris.
Yeah, today a part of the, when we look at Dr. King and his dream, he talked about how black people had to come together to support each other. He also talked about the responsibility of white companies and how they had to be better stewards of our dollars. And so when we look at the 7th largest city in the nation, we know that San Antonio has been ranked on the top of the nation's most segregated list.
Yeah.
Which tells you that economic segregation or discrimination happens every day here. So what is it that we all can do? We can help to support our own Black-owned businesses by supporting businesses like your brand, right? We can do more to educate our politicians, but our politicians have to be willing to stand up when they're on the microphone and say to support their Black-owned communities.
Correct.
Today we have so many people who are for so many different things that they really forget about the true importance of what Dr. King stood for. He talked about the notion of helping his people. And so today I say we have a couple of issues in San Antonio. For instance, we talk about the San Antonio Economic Development Foundation. That development foundation is in charge of all of the growth and activity of our city. It's like a chamber of commerce. But they do not have one African American chamber of commerce on the board or one Asian American chamber on the board, while they have the Greater Chamber, they have the North Chamber, they have the Hispanic Chamber, but yet we're not as important as those other chambers. And so what we always have to do is we have to fight the fight. So I've been talking not only to our mayor, to our county judge, Judge Wolf. I've talked to even presidential candidate today, Julian Castro, to see what can he do to help our city get through this, what I would call apartheid in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Because it's like we have great minds, we have great abilities to contribute, but yet we're not welcome at the table. So until we're welcome at the table, we will never see the discrimination that you're talking about ever be resolved.
Yeah, if you go to the history books, we know what Dr. King stood for here, and yet it's 2019 and we're still fighting these same issues.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that we're fighting these issues. You would think that, as we say, we shall overcome one day, right? But really, one day should be today. One day should have been maybe 10 years after Dr. King was assassinated. It shouldn't be 2019. And we're still having the same conversations with what we call good people, but yet those good people don't want to take a stand for anything that's really about moving the dial from where we are to where we need to be. So I'm just saying to all my leaders of San Antonio that this issue with the Economic Development Foundation, which our city taxpayer dollars go to, which our Bexar County taxpayer dollars go to, they have Black hands that have made money that are contributed to that foundation every single day. And we deserve to be at the table, not the people that you pick, but allow our chambers to have representation so we can then get the feedback from all those great things in which they're doing, so then our communities can be the first to know as opposed to the last to know. Or seeing a political person who has money buy up certain properties in the community because they've got that advanced knowledge that they're bringing a company into the footprint of the east side, and then they buy up those community spaces, and then they rent them out and they charge more money when they resell. That's how politics has been done, and that's what we have to get rid of.
Yeah, well, thank you, Chris, for that input. I'm glad you could shed some light on that subject matter. Chris Herring making an impact in this city, cares about this community. We're going to be here a little while longer covering this MLK Day, so stay logged on for more right here at BVN. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank you all for tuning right back to MLK Day, the largest march in the country. Now, you know I got to get the keynote speaker, writer, civil rights activist, and co-founder of Real Justice, Mr. Shaun King. How we doing?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here. My whole life, I had no idea that San Antonio had this huge march. I just found out earlier this year. I'm blown away by it. And it's a powerful opportunity for people to organize together in some smart ways. And sometimes everything doesn't even have to be deep. Sometimes it's about let's come together, let's love on each other, let's listen to some good music together, because it builds relationships. It builds the bonds and the strengths. And so I'm glad to be a part of it today for sure.
Yeah, and I'm glad we got you too, man. Tell us a little bit about, how you feel about being here in San Antonio. I know this is like your second time you were saying here?
Yeah, it's been almost 10 years since I've been here to San Antonio, and I come to Texas all the time. But I have some great friends here, and I've become friends with the new district attorney of San Antonio, which sounds crazy to me. My whole life I've fought against district attorneys, but now we're trying to get rid of the worst ones and replace them with good people. And the new DA in San Antonio who just started, his name is Joe Gonzales, and he's a good guy, man, like a good heart, and he's trying to reform the system. We have to be a little patient because the system, it took hundreds of years to build this system. As old as San Antonio is, That's how old the justice system in San Antonio is. So a lot of times we get frustrated that we can't change it overnight. It doesn't even just take months. It takes years to begin seeing the changes. We have to also hold guys like Joe accountable, and he's open to that. We can't just accept everything people tell us, politicians tell us. We have to have relationships with him. And so when I first got here, I saw him, and we were so glad to see each other because he fought hard and helped oust a bad DA, man. So some good things are happening in San Antonio. Some great judges were just elected. San Antonio showed up and broke some records in this previous election. And so people are ready, and we're going to keep tilting that, that energy to the next few elections as well.
Yeah, we had our first 3 African-American judges elected here in San Antonio. Quite familiar with who they are. But quickly before we sign off, I got to get your opinion on this shutdown. What's your opinion on this shutdown? We got a lot of Americans that are out of work right now, Mr. King.
Yeah, well, I'm disgusted by it. And I have friends and family who are affected by it. I don't even think that should be allowed. Like, the government shouldn't even be shaped such that if people can't come to an agreement, 800,000 employees aren't getting paid. In another 10 days, people's rent is going to be due again. What's going to happen if they don't solve this in 10 days? You're going to start seeing hundreds of thousands of people get evicted from their homes. Now, Democrats and Republicans, all they need to agree on is to agree on everything else except the wall, and they can pass a budget without that wall and then say, hey, now let's debate the wall. But this notion that the government has to be shut down is fake. Back in December, Donald Trump said, I own the shutdown. Call it my shutdown. He said that clearly. And so this is on him. Like, this notion, when I speak to people who live along the border, that wall is not going to solve the problem that they're saying it's going to solve. He's saying that because his base thinks they need it, but most of his base don't even live along the border. So it's just him playing to his base. This is him thinking towards the 2020 election. But he's playing with people's lives. It's a mess.
Well, thanks for taking the time out, man.
Yeah, man.
We're really glad you were our keynote speaker.
Yeah,
wonderful speech, man.
Thank you.
Shaun King, our keynote speaker. Keith Scott, MLK Day, the parade, the largest parade in the world. Not just the country, but in the world, right here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm Keith Scott. We'll see you next time. As always, be encouraged.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. God bless you.